Does anybody else feel really bad when you end up not liking a review book and you tried really hard to like the book and there's actually nothing wrong with the book? It just didn't pull you in. Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be reviewing The Story Peddler by Linsay A. Franklin. I have been talking about completing my review books since August. I've got through 2 of them from HarperCollins, and I finally finished one of them from Enclave Publishing. So Enclave Publishing was very nice and sent me a copy for a free and honest review, and I'm here to share that with you right now. I didn't like it. I feel really bad about not liking it because there is nothing wrong with this book. It just did not attract itself to me. But the writing might not have been as didn't pull me in as much, but there's really nothing wrong with this book. I just didn't like it. And I only gave it a 2-star rating. We're following Tanwin. I don't know how to say her name. She is a story weaver, so as she tells stories, she weaves these crystallized artwork of the story, or a symbol from the story, and she's always dreamed of going to the capital and being a storyteller for the king. However, she gets caught up in some political intrigue and with these different people called the Weavers, I think. Again, I don't remember a lot of details, but she ends up being a storyteller to the king. It just wasn't the way she thought it would go. As I said, overall I gave this book a 2-star rating. I've mentioned in some of my wrap-ups that it was really difficult for me to get into. I DNF'd this at one point because it put me into a reading slump, and then I picked it up again once I kind of got going after that slump. But it didn't captivate me. It had a lot of very similar tropes and stuff from usual fantasies. It just didn't pull me in. I didn't have any connection with the characters. But as I said, there's nothing wrong with the book. Content-wise, this was great. There was some violence, maybe to give a heads up for. The characters there's a good cast of characters. The writing was pretty well done. It just didn't pull you in. That's all I had to say about it, really. I don't remember a lot of the details because I pretty much skim read the rest of the book. It was just really hard for me to get connected with them. Some things with her writing, though, she was trying to make these country people sound very country-esque and make the kind of city people sound more sophisticated. And I didn't like the way they talked. They had a very weird way of talking the way she wrote them, so it was just kind of hard to follow them. And it just kind of looked like they were trying too hard. The other thing that made it difficult to follow along with the story was also the names and the naming system. There was a prefix, the father's name, and then the name of the actual character. And it would be a different prefix for the male and the female characters that I gathered. But because of all of those different names, and then sometimes you would talk to the character and cut off the first, just call them their name and cut off the father's name and the prefix. And I got so confused with that, and that just kind of bogged the story down for me. So I couldn't really follow anybody's story or really connect with any of the characters. That kind of pulled me along. So overall, it was a disappointing read. I've seen really good reviews about this book, so obviously people have liked it. It's just a me thing. So I'm not going to tell you guys not to pick this up. It's a terrible book. It's still a really good book. There's nothing wrong with this book. I just didn't like it. I didn't connect. I didn't get pulled along with the story. I found it boring. It just dragged on for me. As always, guys, with any of my reviews, please feel free to leave questions or comments down below. I don't know how many of the questions I can answer with this book because I don't remember much about what happened in it. Like I said, I sped read and kind of glazed over the last half of the book, and I didn't think I missed much by doing that, but I don't know if I can fully answer some questions. But for content, I don't think there was really much of anything. Also, let me know down below what you guys do with review books. Do you DNF them if you're not into them? Do you just say, nope, not for me? Do you still give them a really good go and try to do a review? Let me know in the comments below how you guys deal with your review books. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
blood.